As murders continued their sharp climb in Street Anne, investigators are probing another violent attack in which a man was killed by a lone gunman in the full view of his teenage daughter at their home in the Claremont area of the parish. The deceased has been identified as 54-year-old Donovan Davis, a farmer of Woodstock District in Claremont. Reports are that sometime after 2 p.m. on Sunday, Davis and his daughter were inside the house when they were pounced upon by an armed man. The intruder opened gunfire, hitting Davis, before escaping the scene. Fortunately, Davis' daughter escaped uninjured. The father was assisted to a hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Since the start of the year, Street Anne has recorded 39 murders, a statistic that has left residents and business interests in the parish gravely concerned. Only last Wednesday, 3 men were killed in separate incidents in Steer Town, Chalky Hill and Ocho Rios over a 24-hour period. In this first incident at about midday, a man known as Kenny Brown was at home in Chalky Hill, near Steer Town, when he was attacked by persons unknown, who shot and killed him. Close to 7 p.m. the same day, the body of an unidentified male Rastafarian was discovered in Steer Town, and around 11 p.m., a man identified as Delvin Alexander was at a location in Ocho Rios in the company of other men, when they were pounced upon by unknown men, who shot and killed Alexander. The 2 other men were also injured in the attack. In response to the surge in murders, head of the Street Anne Police, Superintendent Calvin Small, said several of the deadly attacks that have been recorded in the parish this year, especially those in Steer Town, were gang-related. In a media interview on Saturday, Small also said the police have observed that some individuals who have been murdered in the parish were on the radar of investigators on suspicion of involvement in criminal activities. He pointed to a double murder which occurred in the Mansfield Heights area of Ocho Rios on Thursday, June 11, as an example of one such scenario. In that incident, 55-year-old businesswoman, Cassette Graham, and her 31-year-old son, Morris Levy, were shot and killed at their home by gunmen who traveled in a motor vehicle. In the Mansfield Heights area, we saw a double murder last week. Unfortunately, the male who died in that incident was someone who was on a murder charge, and we now believe that incident resulted from his previous activities, Small stated. To allay the fears of concerned persons in and from the parish regarding the sharp rise in such killings this year, the superintendent said his team has joined forces with members of the military to tackle the crime problem that is plaguing the parish. At the time of the interview, Street Anne had seen an increase of 18 killings this year, when compared to the corresponding period last year. Statistics showed then that 38 murders were reported up to June 20, in comparison to 20 killings for the similar period last year. Small urged persons living in communities in the parish that are troubled by crime, to assist the police. We have been reaching out to some of those communities and will continue to reach out to them. We want them to understand that if they see something, we want them to say something because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are being impacted negatively, he said.